Started. Welcome to Monday Yoga for All Levels. If you would go ahead and mute your microphone, that would be helpful with the recording. And take a seat. Take a seat. The word asana sometimes gets translated as posture, but literally it's translated as take a good seat or even take an easy seat. So inside any posture, can you get comfortable here? So as we begin this practice, I invite you to move around a little bit through your hips so you start to really feel those sitting bones on the cushion or the earth, maybe even a chair. Get secure, get rooted here with what's beneath you. And then from there, imagine those roots going 10 feet into the earth. And those roots are firm and strong and provide a way for you to sit tall. So start to grow up away from the earth, even as you're held here. You can close your eyes or just soften your gaze down. Notice with each in-breath, there's a little more regal nature to your sitting here. Dignity.
I'm muted, it's okay.
And then just notice your breathing. Notice breathing happening here in this structure. You might bring one hand to your low belly and see if you can feel the belly expand on the in-breath and contract on the out-breath. Expanding, contracting. Bring the other hand to your heart and notice each in-breath lifting the space of your heart just a bit. So the belly expands and the heart lifts. And then the exhale, belly contracts, chest drops a bit and softens. So feel that flowy movement of your torso, subtle, yet profound. Sitting here. The first Yoga Sutra, Hatha Yoga Anusasanam, is translated as now the practice of yoga begins. And it's always now. So come here now. Breathe this breath. Feel this sitting. And let the practice of yoga begin. Let your fingertips come to the floor on either side of you, lightly grazing the floor. So your body feels a little bit more like the shape of a mountain now. Tip of your head lifting high, fingers reaching wide. And then just turn your palms up. Feel an opening through your shoulders and turn your palms down. And exaggerate that movement, palms lifting, shoulders rotating. Up and back. And let that lead to some movement with your upper chest. A little tiny back bend, heart lifts, a little rounding. Move at the pace of your own breath. Coming up to that tall spine, let's reach arms overhead. As our palms meet, let them come right past your face through heart center, and we'll scoop up again. Palms reach, arms lift, and come together and down. Again, add movement of the torso. Lift your heart, look up. Round your spine, look down. We'll go one more time. Start to now hear the sound of your breath. In this rounded position, hands drop to the front of your knees and pull yourself back. Let the knees lift a little bit. Chin to chest, open your shoulder blades. Pause to see if there's any residue back there from last night's sleep or this past year. Any tension making its way into your upper back. On the in-breath, pull yourself forward, seated cow. Exhale, way back, seated cat. Let your knees move to allow you to go as far forward and back as you possibly can. Now the practice of yoga begins, and it's always now. No need to be ahead of ourselves or behind, just here now. Go ahead and release yourself so that you can keep your left knee bent and extend your right leg straight out in front of you. Let's let Kim into the party. So left knee bent, right knee straight. And reach your arms up overhead. On the exhale, lean forward just enough to exhale all that breath out and scoop up again. Breathe in. Exhale, lean forward. So just let this be an easy vinyasa, asking your muscles for permission, not forcing. Take one more deep breath in and up, reach tall, and then take a gentle twist over toward that left knee, fingertips behind. Give a little squeeze between your shoulder blades. This self-inflicted chiropractic help. Come back to center and switch your legs. Left leg straight, right leg bend. And again, we'll just create flow here, breathing in and up. Breathing out and over. The second Yoga Sutra talks about chitta vritti nirodha, cessation of the fluctuations of the mind, the chatter of the mind. Yoga is the practices that help us find a more quiet place between the ears. So give your attention to this movement and these body sensations as a way to be less interested in those busy thoughts. Let's go one more time. Reach high. And as you exhale, twist to the right. Your head can turn to look over your right shoulder. A little squeeze in your shoulder blades. Let's return to center and we'll take both legs straight out in front of us. And just give your legs a little shake on the ground. Just kind of pound your legs down. Like you're massaging the back of your calves, the back of your hamstrings. We're going to use our hands to just wake up our legs. So take just the heel of your hands and just give a little nice tap all the way down the outsides of your legs. You come as far as you can reach toward your ankles. Maybe a little chop chop across your quads, soft across your shins, tops of your feet. Separate your feet, get a little inner thigh, inner calf, bottoms of the feet. Just wake up your body with your hands. Wake up your legs. And then just pause and notice a little tingling in the bottoms of your feet. Say hello to your toes and your ankles. We'll sweep the legs around. Let's come to a tabletop position. All fours. Spread your fingers wide and stack your wrists under your shoulders. We're going to move into a spinal balance here. So hug your low belly in nice and tight. Pick up your right hand 1 inch off the mat and your left knee. And see if you can just feel balance and stability across your hips. As you inhale, reach forward as far as you can, front to back. And then exhale, slowly tuck that elbow underneath you. And start to move with your breath here. As you do this, I'm going to get you a little bit of music. And you might notice that your balance is a little compromised being under a almost full moon. The full moon does affect our balance, so be easy on yourself if you're a little wobbly today. And then one more time, reach out far in front of you, hand and foot. Bend your back knee. Bend that knee toward the ceiling like you're making a footprint. And let the right arm reach back toward the foot. You can pause there or take a hold. Find some space in the front of your body. Look up and breathe. Reaching out again, take a deep breath in. Lower your hand, lower your foot. Press your hips back to child's pose and pause here. Notice left, notice right. Shift your hips from side to side. Reconnect with your breath if you've forgotten about that. And come back to tabletop and we'll switch sides. Pick up your left hand 1 inch and right knee. So find that center, find that stability, and then begin to reach out away from your body, front to back. Moving with breath, tuck the elbow to knee and reach. Will somebody give me a thumbs up if you can hear music? Okay, awesome. One more time, reach out long, front to back. Bend your back knee. Reach the left arm toward that knee. Just in that direction, or maybe you can grab the ankle, the toes. Just find some opening in your chest. Exaggerate the breath. Now the practice begins. It's always now. Bring your thoughts back here and now. Let's release. Turn the toes under. Stretch underneath your toes. Press your hips back over your heels. Feel that sensation of stretch in the fascia on the bottoms of your feet. And then super slow motion, everybody, lift your knees. Begin to rise slowly. Hips toward the ceiling. Heels toward the earth. And downward facing dog. We have a new saying at my house. I got a brown puppy named Bella. So every morning she does brown dog, down dog. So be like a little brown puppy here, just wiggling, pedaling. Shake out your neck, loosen your hips. Breathe in, sigh out. Look forward toward your hands and take a slow walk to the top of your mat. Bend your knees a little bit more and find ragdoll, fingertips pulling the skin of your arms down a little, spine long. You can stay here in the center or rock your body from side to side. Ask permission from your muscles rather than forcing. Now, the practice begins. Right now, it's always now. So come back here if you've wandered. Magic is here. Adventure is always now. Allow your fingertips to touch the earth and bend your knees as much as you need to find a straight back here. So if you would like to put your hands up on blocks or a chair, you can, but bend your knees and really lengthen out through the crown of your head. Dig your fingertips into your mat or block a little bit and pull yourself forward, like lengthen through your head. Create some space in your spine. And then exhale, fold a little deeper. Let's do that again. Kind of dig into your mat, lengthen your spine, breathe. And exhale down. One more time, press to lengthen. And lower. Put a deep bend in your knees and scoop the arms high all the way up to extended mountain. Cactus your arms, come into a little back bend. And then put that bend back in your knees, fold forward, touch the earth. Inhale, lift and lengthen, scoop the arms up, around into cactus arms, and back down. Do that circle of the arms one more time, lift and open into cactus arms, and bend to lower. Time, reach the arms high and pause in that extended mountain. Take a hold of your right wrist with your left hand and stretch toward the left side. Press down through your feet. Open that side body. Challenge yourself to find a little bit of an edge here. A place that's almost uncomfortable but not painful, just edgy, a little outside of comfort zone, but not painful. Return to center. Take a huge breath in. Take a hold of the left wrist with right fingers and move towards your right. Deep breaths into the side of your body. Go just 1/8 of an inch further. Find something new here. Beautiful. Come back to center. And lower your arms to your sides. Find equal standing posture, mountain pose. Now the practice begins, and it's always now. This is a practice of stilling the fluctuations of the mind, making the mind a more quiet place. So stay in that calm place as you reach your arms overhead. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, soft forward fold. Press hands to shins, lift halfway. And release to the ground, step back, downward facing dog or all fours. Shift forward into plank pose, either on knees or toes. Exhale, halfway down, chaturanga. Lower your belly to the earth and peel up to cobra or press to upward facing dog, your choice. Exhale back through child's pose into downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and sigh as you exhale. One more time, breathe in and out. Looking forward, walk or hop your feet to your hands and lift halfway. Grab that mat again, pull forward, and exhale, fold in half. Put a bend in your knees and reach high, extended mountain, maybe a back bend. Let's find cactus arms. And then release your hands to your sides, mountain pose. Check in again. Calm, quiet mind. Steady breath. Here now. Arms reach high. Slow swan dive, forward fold. Take your mat, lift halfway. And exhale, downward facing dog. Shifting forward into plank pose, knees or toes. Lower halfway down. Inhale, lift cobra or upward facing dog. Step back, downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here. You're always welcome to lower into child's pose. What do you find here now? This upside down position. Look forward, make your way toward the top of your mat and lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Scoop the arms high, extended mountain, cactus your arms into a little back bend. Gather your hands in front of your heart, pause here. Breathe here. Now the practice begins. We're going to move into a low version of tree pose. So pressing your right foot into the floor, pick up your left heel and pivot that knee out to the side. So we're going to keep our toes on the floor here for just a moment, like we've got a little kickstand. See if you can connect the heel to the inner ankle and hug those 2 body parts together. So literally roll so that your ankle is rolling inward and your heel is pressing to your ankle. And then just bring your palms up in front of you and open your arms out wide, like you're just offering yourself here to the world. Let your knee keep pressing back, so you should feel pretty stable here. Let your arms reach high, like branches out into a V shape. Lift your chest, lengthen your spine. Deep breaths. We'll come back to tree a few more times through this practice. So this is a great option to keep toes just lightly touching the floor. Gather your hands into your heart. Let that foot fall to the earth. Reach the arms high again. And swan dive, forward fold. Press hands to shins, lift halfway. Fold in half. And then sweep arms high, extended mountain, cactus arms into a back bend. And draw your hands together at heart center for second side of low tree. So press into your left foot, pick up your right heel and pivot that knee out. And then see if you can really make that connection of pressing in towards your midline with heel and ankle. If you're really doing that with some action, you're going to feel this standing hip suck in instead of pop out. Think of a gift you have to offer. And turn your palms up and offer that out to this gathering. Offer yourself here. And then raise your arms into that V. Chin comes up, heart lifts. Pressing down through your left foot, the left hip hugs in. This is an active pose, even though we have a little help on the floor. Deep breath. And when the fingertips touch, hands come to heart center, 2 feet on the floor. Hinge from the hips into a forward fold. Hands come to shins, lift halfway. And let's come back again to downward facing dog. And we'll take a slow vinyasa. You can be on your knees or your toes. Breathe here. Let your arm bones get longer. Shoulder blades hug onto your back. Lift your hips, soften your knees. And then look forward and find your way again to the top of your mat. Your feet are about hips distance apart. We're going to put a nice deep bend in our knees. Hands come up to heart center for low chair. You might be noticing some heat building here. Option to stay just like this or to reach your arms up high, your choice. Breathe. Feel the work happening in your body as now the practice begins. Sometimes life shows up as a little bit of work or effort. We still practice quiet mind, even on shaky legs. Notice resistance. Notice wanting to do something different, be somewhere else. Just notice that. That's a practice of yoga, observing. Notice being angry at me. And notice the release and how that feels on the other side of the effort. Let's go to medium tree. So put your weight again in your right foot, pick up your left heel and pivot that knee out. You can choose the first option or come up a little higher. Let your arch hug your calf. Arch of the left foot hugs the calf of the right leg, and then really hug that right leg in. Hands at heart. If you need that kickstand, drop a toe. Think of someone in your life who might need a gift that you have today, and let's offer this to someone in our life. So palms up, arms open. Make an offering to someone in your life. A gesture. Let your arms come up into a V, chest lifts, chin lifts, reach high. All of your energy lifting up while the right foot presses down. As your hands come back to heart center, settle your foot to the floor. Pause without shaking out that ankle. Just notice right and left. Just notice. Reach the arms high. Swan dive, forward fold. Press to half lift. And fold a little deeper. Sweep the arms high and come back to heart. We'll switch sides for our tree. So shift into your left foot, but keep the left hip hugged in. Right knee pivots out. Stay low or draw the foot just below the knee. Let your arch and your calf find relationship. Make this offering. It can be to the same person, or maybe there's someone else in your life that needs a little of what you've got today. Your joy, your kindness, your compassion, your energy. Maybe it's yourself that you're making this offering to today. Let's lift up energy rising. Deep breaths. Beautiful. Hands at heart. Step down and pause. Notice. Without shaking things out, just notice the right side and the left side. And here now, what do you notice? Hands on hips, let's hinge forward and step back again, downward facing dog. And now take the right leg up in the air and just shake out your foot, your ankle, your knee, and your hip. Give that hip some movement. Keeping that leg lifted, shift forward into a one-legged plank. You can stay right there, or you can lower down into chaturanga. And let's come into either cobra or upward facing dog. And back to down dog. Raise your left leg high, give it some movement. Toes, ankle, knee and hip. Movement. And then extend that leg, shift forward, one-legged plank. Hold here, just working on your strength, or you can lower down. And then the foot comes down for cobra or upward facing dog. Release back, down dog. You're going to shift forward again. Drop your left knee to the mat and guide your right foot all the way around to the top of your mat. Come into a kneeling lunge. You can stay low or press your hands to your knee for a little bigger stretch in your hip flexor. Find this muscle here that runs from the back of our spine to our thigh bone. It's a huge hip flexor muscle. If your hands are up, release them to the floor. Tuck the back toes and lift that knee. We'll just drop the back heel on its side and come up into an easy warrior one. Eyes on one point. Steady breath, quiet mind, here now. Let your hands come in front of your heart. And we're going to move from here into tree. So there's a little bit of a transition. So what I'd like you to do is first just lift your back heel. Bend your front knee so you really feel that stability in your front foot. And you can launch or kind of tiptoe up. See what works best for you. To find balance on your, you're going to be on your right foot. Your right foot is in front. And then start to open up that knee to the side. So your left knee opens out. You can take your kickstand, your low tree. If you'd like to progress a little further, grab the foot and bring it to the inner thigh. You just want to avoid the knee. Standing leg presses into foot. Let's make another offering. Let's make an offering to a challenging person in our life. Let's offer a gift we have here to someone who is challenging. Lift up, chest lifts, chin lifts. Find length. Okay, if you wobble. Release that foot to the earth, hands to heart, and just notice. Notice stillness and the after effects of a balancing pose. Your body will right itself in the stillness. Your body will repair itself given stillness and rest. Your body will grow, get stronger, given stillness and rest. Arms reach high. Keep your fingers overhead. Left foot stays right where it is. Step your right foot back into Warrior One. I promise I won't forget the hip flexors. Breathe here. Gather your hands to your heart, chest lifts. Start to shift into now your left foot. So the right heel lifts. You can launch into balance or kind of step your toe forward. So standing on the left foot will open up the knee, low, medium, or high. They're all good. Let your body be where your body be. Just be careful you're not pressing on your knee. Let's make an offering. Your choice. Leg presses to foot, foot presses to leg. Lift up, breathe deep. Find a calm mind even when life is wobbly. Yeah. Notice frustration. Just come back here to be the observer. Oh, observing frustration. Hands to heart, both feet on the earth. Observe this. This experience right now, this is yoga. Being here with all of it. Arms reach high. Swan dive, forward fold. Keep your left foot where it is. Step the right foot back and drop the knee. And pause here for some hip flexor love. Stay low or press high. What gives your hip flexor the most attention? What brings a smile to your face and your hips? Release our hands to the ground. Let's tuck the back toes. We'll meet once more in downward facing dog. Last one of this practice. You're welcome to take one more vinyasa. you're ready, go ahead and lower both of your knees to the mat and swing your legs around, coming into a seat. I'm going to work here on some hip opening, hip attention. Try your best to not hate me through this. We're going to start with the left leg on the bottom. And so as much as possible, square that shin to the front of your mat. And this is called fire log pose. So the right leg stacks on top of the left. Got a heel, an ankle on a knee, and a knee over an ankle. And if there's a big gap right here, it's okay. You're welcome to place a block underneath that knee. This is the pose. This is fire log pose. My camera just got blurry. So the challenge is to sit in fire log pose. Be here in an uncomfortable place. If it's excruciating, you can come in just a little bit, bring your foot to the inside of the knee. That might help. Try to keep both of your feet flexed. And if you're not feeling much, put your hands on this knee and give it a little press. Close your eyes. Notice. Uncomfortable, unfamiliar sensation. Kind of like this past year we've had, uncomfortable and unfamiliar, unpredictable even. And now the practice of yoga begins. And it's always now. Root down through your hips, lift tall through your spine, and feel what you feel in this moment. Feel all the feels. You might notice when things get uncomfortable, things like boredom set in. And we start looking for our phone, check some messages because I don't want to feel this. It's super common in yoga therapy. We fall asleep at just the time when something starts coming up. Can you be here and feel this? Let's add to this a gentle twist to the right. So left hand, right knee, over your right shoulder. Bring out the center. As we return, we'll take both of our feet to the earth. And we get to do windshield wipers now. These always feel really good. So with your feet kind of wide, just drop the knees to one side and the other side. Kind of get a little wiggly and playful as you massage across your hips. If you've been holding your breath, let it out. We'll come to fire log pose on the other side. Right leg is on the bottom. Left leg on top. And you might notice that, I live in a body that has pretty tight hips. So I've got about a 6-inch space here. So you can adjust this by bringing the foot in. That makes it a little easier. Taking the foot out makes it a little harder. Sit as tall as you can. If you'd like, put a little pressure on this knee. And there we go. We found our discomfort. Close your eyes. And And just bring to mind the last time that your body experienced some kind of pain. It might have been a headache, a toothache, a sore joint, or an injury. And just reflect on our tendency to brace against pain, to run away from, to avoid. And this posture can teach us to sit with a discomfort in the body and just notice. And then what happens is things start to soften. We don't have the added tension around our pain. We just have a soft awareness. And we start to see that pain is temporary. It comes and goes. It's never constant. It comes like waves. Just like this posture won't last forever, but while we're here, let's be here. Let's notice this. We're teaching our nervous system to stay calm in discomfort. We're teaching our mind to be still when life is not. Take one more deep breath here. And move into your twist toward the left side. The right arm reaches across. Just wring out every last little bit here. Come back to center, nice and easy. Let's unwrap the legs, roll down onto the back for windshield wiper. So just lay with your feet wide and start to dip your knees side to side. That should feel really amazing after that last pose. Let the knees drop to the left, turn your head to the right, find an easy twist here. Breathe deep. Exhale long. And switch. Drop your knees to the right, turn your head to the left. Fill up with breath and let a long exhale go. Come back to center, extend your legs straight out on your mat. We're gonna do one more thing before Shavasana. So fallen tree, bring your hands in front of your heart in prayer and draw your right knee up like you do in tree pose, but just let that right knee drop open. Just pause here, noticing a gentle stretch in the right hip, inner thigh. Settling here. Notice head and neck. Notice face. Notice shoulders. Notice breathing. Slowly extend the right leg and bend your left. Just let the left knee open. Gentle stretch. Notice arms and hands. Chest. Belly. Notice hips, lower back. legs and feet. Extend your left leg out long and slowly offer up your arms one more time, lowering hands to the ground, palms up, come into Shavasana. Eyes closed, breath gentle. Feeling the parts of your body that are touching the earth. Allow yourself to be still and rest. Take a very soft and slow breath into your whole body. And exhale all the way out. Do that 2 more times, full body breath in and out. And begin a gentle way of moving your body to transition from lying down to sitting once again. As we complete this practice and roll up our mats and head out into the world, or maybe into the world, let's remind ourselves again that now the practice of yoga begins, and it's always now. So I'd like you to create some kind of gesture with your hands, a mudra that reflects for you being open to this day. It could be a gesture here, or maybe hands to heart, or even palms up. As I leave you with the words of Dawna Markova. Her poem is, "If Not Now, When?" Let us swing wide all the doors and windows of our hearts on their rusty hinges, so we may learn how to open to life. Let us see the light in the other and honor it, so we may lift one another on our shoulders and carry each other along. Let holiness move in us, so we may pay attention to its small voice and give ourselves to life fully with both hands.
Give ourselves to life fully with both hands. Now the practice of yoga begins, and it's always now. Thank you for starting your day in this way. Namaste.